Hello there, everybody. I hope you've all had a wonderful work week. So if things look a little different, well, it's because I'm taking this new show on the road. Yeah, this week, Marketing AI Institute held their annual MACON conference here in Cleveland, Ohio, and I'm here. I was asked to speak on the topic of marketing and generative AI and how it's all impacting business. The theme of the event, well, in 2 words, if I have to sum it up, it would be uncertainty and opportunity. Yeah, in the video hyping up the event and paid off in many of the presentations that I saw were the dueling ideas of uncertainty about how to feel about this new technology and the opportunities that were there for those who would become, well, as they put it, next-gen marketers. Yeah, so lots to think about for sure. But what are some of those answers? What are marketers grappling with as they try and integrate AI into their workflows, into their collaborative natures? Well, want to know a little more about what all went down here at MACON? Well, let's open up the OG of LLMs, which is, actually experiencing the physical thing with real people. This is a few minutes of what's new in marketing that might help you lead your business's strategy. Let's roll. Hello, everybody. Robert Rose here with What's New in Marketing. It is, of course, what's new in marketing, but most importantly, it's something important in marketing that we think may help you become a better leader. And if we can help you with any of your content marketing services, such as implementing your content marketing strategy, working on your content, or actually just helping with training your ongoing team, come on over to contentmarketinginstitute.com, fill out that form, and let us know. We'd love to talk to you about how we might help. All right. So the Marketing AI Institute, well, it held their 5th annual MACON Marketing AI Conference this week in Cleveland, Ohio. As a side note, well, it's been incredibly hard to get my head wrapped around that it's been 5 years of this conference. It's amazing, actually. As the website mentions, this conference is really designed to foster a community of forward-thinking, smart, and bold marketers. And I have to say, every year they continue to do exactly that. It's just an amazing show that they're putting on here. It was great to see talks from familiar thought leaders such as Chris Penn, Andy Crestodina, Andrew Davis, Katie Roberts, Jim Stern, Amanda Todorovich. But there was also a number of interesting people as well that were speaking that I got introduced to. Mike Walsh, for example, who discussed how AI is now becoming a bigger transformation than the entire system of work and challenged us all to think a little bit bigger about how AI can have impact. And then there was Adam Brotman and Andy Sack, who are writing a book with Harvard Business Review that speaks to wonderful things that are going on in AI right now and includes interviews with people like Bill Gates, as well as Reid Hoffman and others that will actually contribute to their ongoing thinking about what AI is doing. As for me, well, I'd have to say that I was one of the minority voices in the crowd. It's not that I had a dissenting voice per se, and I agree with many, in fact, most of the speakers who talked about the fundamental transformation that AI will bring. But I remain convinced, at least at this point, that what we call AI, generative AI, well, and I should really point out that that's really the focus of this conference and in marketing in general, is that it's largely an assistive innovation to human creation and not the other way around. You see, after spending a week with the bigger thinkers in this space, I still don't see how generative AI is, like getting bit by some radioactive spider or finding some secret formula in a lab that's going to turn us all into X-Men or something like that. What it does, and again, I'll preface this with the word right now or yet, because it's all changing so fast, is that it simply amplifies, magnifies, and scales our efforts to express our ideas. If our ideas are flawed, well, it'll just amplify those flawed ideas. If our ideas are mistaken, we will make mistakes faster. If our goal is to decrease our need for diverse and expressive human creativity, we will absolutely meet that goal. So what I spoke about was the opportunity to try and harness these tools and apply them to different aspects of our very human and creative collaborative workflow in marketing. And I wanted to try and explore the question of how we can leverage these tools to have them be best applied at freeing us to amplify, magnify, and scale our very human efforts in the right way without losing the benefits of a considered approach to creativity along the way. You see, I firmly believe that creativity, it's not a problem that needs to be solved. And that's why my talk centered on the concept of getting ready to be ready for AI. It's not about understanding the real questions. The real problem is, how do we solve generative AI rather than us trying to be worthy of the question that it wants of us? Now, like I said, This doesn't necessarily disagree with anything. Well, maybe a couple of the presentations that I saw this week. And once again, the Marketing AI Institute truly delivered a thought-provoking and amazing few days of true learning in an area, well, it's moving so quickly as to be outdated by the time you open up registration. So kudos to the team here, and a big thank you to all the people, new and old, that I got to hang out with at the event this year. I learned more than 2 days than I've learned all year. And I'll note the irony that all times that this was all possible because human beings got together physically in a physical room and really talked and discussed things in person, where the chemistry, the vibe, and the physical space, well, it added just as much as the data or content being given. And that, well, that's a few minutes of what's new in marketing that might help you lead your business's strategy. Remember, in the meantime, it's your story to tell. You don't have to outsource that to AI. So tell it well, and I'll see you next week.